Following on from Sunday's video on the original Marina, this is a brochure for the Morris Marina 2 from February 1976. By this point the Marina had been on the market for nearly 5 years and it had been quite successful. It hadn't got anywhere near Cortina levels, but it sold respectably despite a growing poor reputation. So the Marina had reached its midlife refresh when British Leyland completely overhauled the trim levels, and by this point there was also an estate model available. If you didn't catch the last video, there'll be a card up in the corner now. So, Marina 2. As with the other brochure, but a bit more noticeable now, is the lack of Morris branding. BL did its best to suck any identity out of its marks, especially Austin and Morris, who were left with just the Leyland roundel to represent them, as you can also see on the front of the car. Great range, great value. The Marina range had grown a bit with the estate I mentioned, so it had a bit of everything in it. I'll talk about that later. As with the first brochure, it starts at the bottom of the range with the 1.3 Deluxe. A smart and sensible choice. You see the coupe and of course the saloon, although the coupe was now known as the two-door for reasons, alongside the all-new interior. Of course in brown. The new dashboard was a single plastic piece, very modern, very 70s colours, vinyl seats on this low-spec model and no rev counter. The latest Marina 1.3 Deluxe is a fine car to drive too. You enjoy the precision of rack and pinion steering, the power of front disc brakes, and the stability of suspension with anti-roll bars front and rear. Better equipped and better looking than ever, this Marina takes the austerity out of economy motoring. The Marina 2 had quite some changes under the skin to improve road holding and handling. Mentioned there are the disc brakes across the range and anti-roll bars front and rear. They also changed the front suspension and steering rack mounts to solid units in some places to remove some slack out of the system, tightening it all up. And now the mid-level trim with the small engine, the 1.3 Super. High in luxury, low in cost. And you can see immediately how much more tarted up this one is compared to the Deluxe on the last page. And that's chiefly down to these fancy wheel trims, as you can see here, and the chrome strip down the side. You can see it there as well. This was new for the Marina 2, along with the grille, which is now the same regardless of engine size. It's the same one as the original 1.8 Marina, I think, just with the centre section hollowed out and the Morris badge added. And I think it's quite smart, even if it's not quite as good looking as the first one, I don't think. But anyway, style's subjective. Again, that new interior, this time from a different angle where you can see that the dash curves around into the binnacle, meaning the radio, where fitted, is facing away from the driver, which is a bit odd. I'm not a massive fan of the Marina 2 interior, if I'm honest. I'd much rather the original, but then again I think the black of this particular interior is completely boring and I'd much prefer the brown and beige of the Deluxe on the last page. And according to diesel, Audi, Mercedes and BMW drivers, that makes me the weirdo. I am a weirdo. Here is an intelligent answer for those who require comfortable yet frugal motoring. The Marina 1.3 Super is mechanically simple for reliability and low-cost maintenance and running. That's why the Marina was what it was. BL looked over at Ford and saw the conservative engineering sold, so they attempted to emulate that. Unfortunately, the Marina suspension obviously wasn't as well located as the Cortinas, but that's a completely different story. Now for the big engine, and we have the B-Series engine in this 1.8 Super, and exactly the same picture of the interior as we saw on the first page. That is lazy marketing if ever I've seen it. With the smooth power of the famous B-Series 1798cc engine, the Marina becomes a fast and restful long-distance cruiser. The additional pace is easily handled by wider section tyres and a servo for disc drum braking system, whilst recent suspension development gives an even smoother and more stable ride. So, here we go. The 1.8 Estate, complete with the most 70s pictures you could ever imagine. The colours, the clothes, the hair, and the Estate has this distinctive rise in the body line at the back. The saloon has this too, but it's accentuated in the Estate and stops the glass area from becoming too much, something that a lot of older estates suffered. The rear seats fold flat, and according to the brochure, you get 58.4 cubic feet of usable space. The Marina Special, proving that 70s style and luxury was all about the vinyl roof and the fake wood on the dash. Lovely. You get nylon seats and headrest, which was pretty nice for 1976. Of course, an armrest in the back and lights in the glove box in the boot. Luxury was so much simpler nearly 45 years ago. On the outside, along with the vinyl roof, you also get these driving lights nicely integrated into the grille. They're pretty smart, I think. And now we are at the top of the range with the Marina GT with stripes. Lots of stripes. You can't quite see that one. There we go, all the stripes. The GT was the replacement for the TC, retaining its twin carburettors but with these lovely seats. And now on to, well, if you want to read that, there you go. But now we move on to the saloon equivalent, which is the Marina HL. And it's very, very clear that the GT was meant to be the sporting one, while the HL was the luxury one. You can tell that not only from the trim, but also for the taglines for each. This one's the Executive Express, whereas the GT is Return to Pleasure Motoring. That is a bit of a weird tagline, actually, now that I read it. Yeah. Anyway, I have to say about the HL that I am loving the blue interior. Again, maybe that's because I'm a bit weird, but those seats are just awesome. They're so cool. The GT and the HL also got this different steering wheel, which I'm not quite so sure on, but it's smarter than the normal Marinas, but I'm not sure whether it's very nice or not. Either way. Both GT and HL are the same performance-wise on 85 brake horsepower, and unlike the first brochure, this one barely mentions performance. It's just referred to passively rather than as a marketing tool. So there we go then, the Marina 2. If only I had a brochure for the Morris Ital, and then I could round off this little series, but alas no. So there we have a look at how BL marketed and changed the Morris Marina throughout its life. Here are all the specs if you're interested. I'll just fold over that page so you can see it. There we go. And some more there. Yeah, focus. And then over here are the dimensions. Again, 2-door, 4-door. See, that's the coupe and the saloon, but they've for some reason renamed them the 2-door and 4-door. I don't know. And then, of course, the estate. And then finally, on the back cover, super cover. BL's poor reputation for quality was really entering its stride, and they knew that they had to do something quite high profile, so they launched Supercover. Even if you never need it, it's good to know you've got it. So there, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, then please consider liking and subscribing, and if you've got a brochure you'd like me to cover, then please get in touch via the links below, and I will see you in the next one.